Captains are at center field. McLeese and Thornhill for the Colonels. Keon Ellis, James Pulley, Brian Edwards, and Devin Smith for Surry County. Colonels won the toss and have deferred.
Well, that's been their MO all year, Oscar, so why change now? And I think we're about ready for the starting lineups on the Subway pregame show.
Absolutely. First for the visiting Surry County Cougars, number 3, Keon Ellis. He's a senior. We'll see him at tight end and at fullback. Number 5, Steve Smallwood. Number 10, we'll also see him at fullback and tight end. Their quarterback is number 12, Derek Bailey. He is a junior. Taking a share at running back, number 34, Akeem Briggs. He's a sophomore. Number 50, Philip Connor. He is a offensive lineman, and he's a senior. Also on the offensive line, number 53, Devin Smith. Number 60, Dion Ellis. He's a junior. On the offensive line, number 71, Deshaun Newby. Number 77, Traquan Smith. At wideout, we'll see number 84, DeAndre Davis. He is a junior. And number 86, Gerard Berry, a tight end. He is a sophomore. And they are coached by head coach Irvin Jones. They come in with a record of 3-7 on the year.
Altavista won the toss.
Yeah, Surry County 3-7, but we've seen not only this year but last year what William Campbell has done going into the playoffs with a 3-7 record. So all bets are off when you get into the playoffs.
Well, and just as a point of reference, one of their losses was to West Point, 31-30, who of course lost to William Campbell last night. The Dogwood District had a little bit of a rough go last night, Kyle, as Gretna fell to Grayson, and then Dan River fell as well. And I think that's a shock for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. From watching Dan River a couple weeks ago here at Altavista, I had them penciled in at least to get to the state semifinals, if not get into the championship game and maybe win it all. But that's the playoffs. Anything can happen when you get into these November and December games, even though it feels kind of like August weather out there today.
And both teams are on the field. Altavista's teeing the ball up. We are seconds away from football.
Yes, we are. Allen is going to kick off. Altavista in the home black jerseys. Orange and white trim, orange numbers. Going with the orange pants today. Most everybody's got black socks to go with the black shoes and the black helmet. Surry is got kind of a Gretna look, a little bit more of an older Gretna look. They get the royal blue and yellow jerseys with blue numbers. And interesting game here. 2 o'clock start time. We're just about ready to go. Walker Allen's got his kickoff team ready. And the football is away. Low line drive that'll land on about the 17-yard line, fielded on about the 12. Return man goes right. Now he cuts up the middle, brought down by number 4, Jacob East, for the Altavista Colonels. And the Cougars will start on about the 31-yard line. Good tackle there from Jacob East. Return man had a little room to run, Oscar.
Yeah, Walker Allen didn't hit it, one of his typical booming kickoffs, but as the Colonels have had a little bit of issue with return coverage this year, he's gone to that little squib more and more. And it seems to serve them well.
Yep. Surry will take over, middle of the field. First play from scrimmage here for anybody. They'll go from a power I set, 3 running backs behind their quarterback and 2 wide receivers at each side. He gives it to the tailback. That's number 21, James Pulley. Pulley brought down after gaining about 1 yard, maybe 2. Not a bad run there from Pulley. They're actually going to give him more like 3 or 4, Oscar.
Yeah, they are. And looking through the box scores that earlier from Surry County, looks like Pulley was a workhorse for him throughout the year.
Yeah, Pulley is the tailback in that formation. Now he's not. Now they got a new tailback in there. Looks like Ellis back deep this time. They'll give it to him. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage. He forges ahead for about a yard or 2. He was going right up the middle. Looks like Demetrius Johnson, first guy to make that hit, and then a bunch of guys ganged up on him.
And we'll pepper this in. Demetrius Johnson, of course, was first team All-Dogwood, as was Darius.
Yeah, we got to mention all those guys. One, Thornhill, offensive back of the year. That's the big one. But there were a lot of first-teamers for the Colonels. 3rd and 5 coming up here. First third down in the game. See if Surry wants to keep it on the ground or if they go airborne at some point. The quarterback is DJ Bailey. He's a junior, and he's pretty good size. 3 running backs behind him again. They go with the hard count. I think they got Altavista to jump offside there. Let's see what the call is. Colonels definitely moved up front. Did they come across or not is the question. I believe they did.
They just called it offsides, and that's going to be a first down.
Well, easy way to get 5 yards. Vary that snap count there, and it works out for the Cougars. 10:38 remains here in the first quarter. First possession, no score for either team.
And of course, you know, both teams, I'm sure, very anxious. The Colonels have not played in 2 weeks, trying to get that Dan River defeat out of their heads, and I'm sure they're very anxious to get this thing going.
Absolutely. That'll be something that we can talk about, too. Is there any rust on the Altavista side after being off? Pitch here is to Pulley. Pulley gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he's hit hard. Malback was the first guy, and then Darius Johnson came in there and cleaned him up. Timron Brown as well.
Yeah, it looked like he had student body right on that play, and we're going to be able to get some yardage, but the Colonels converged, and several Colonels there to lay a heavy hit.
Yeah, great defense there from Altavista. That's a loss of 4. Big time stop there. Malback coming in from that cornerback position really, I think, was the one that stopped that play from getting any further. It slowed it down enough, and then everybody else came in there to clean up. Pulley is back deep in the tailback. He's got 2 fullbacks in front of him. One of them is offset to the right. One of them is directly in front of him. Right hash mark here, 2nd and 13. They give it to the fullback. That's Ellis, I believe, and he is stacked up, met by a bunch of Colonel defenders. Timron Brown in on that again, as well as Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, Timron Brown in, and we saw him the last 3 or 4 games of the year. I think Timron really came on and was a key to that Colonel's defense.
Yeah, Timron flies around, makes a lot of plays from that linebacker spot, and Altavista running that 3-5 defense. You get to utilize those 5 linebackers, and this will bring up 3rd and 12. Surry's going to vary the formation a little bit. Just 1 fullback this time. They've got a tight end to go with the 2 wide receivers. Bailey, play action fake. He's got to throw, but he's hit hard in the backfield. Wow, Markel Payne and Timron Brown getting there for the sack. Darius Johnson as well, Oscar.
I don't know what key, if there was a key that they saw, something they've seen on tape, but they were absolutely ready for that. There were 3 Colonels surrounding the quarterback almost by the time he got the ball. That play had no chance.
Yeah, they tried the play action fake, but you're right. Nobody from Altavista bit on that fake. And excellent sack right there. Brings up 4th and about 20. Surry in the punt formation. There's the long snap. Kick is away, but it's not a very good one. It's low and bounces on the 40-yard line. It's going to end up right around the first down marker. Now it's about 5 yards past it before it is down on that far sideline. Altavista is going to start out with outstanding field position, their own 43-yard line.
And, you know, nice defensive stand by the Colonels. They had them held 3. They did that, did a hard count and jumped off sides. And but after that, it was all Colonels. And really have flipped the field here, having taken over on their own 43.
Yeah, good stuff by the defense and the special teams there. Let's see what the offense has in mind for this Saturday affair. Malback goes in motion. Thornhill, of course, the quarterback. He gives to Destin Brown. Brown's got a big hole right up the middle, and he's hit hard about 11 yards into it. He'll finally go down on the other 43-yard line. So it's a nice pickup there by Destin Brown and a really big hole to run through.
Yeah, gain of 14, and that hole was open. Destin was about half a step from taking that thing to the house as well.
Destin finished the year with 443 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns. One of those came on defense, at least one. And he's in the backfield again, just to Juan Thornhill's right. Now Thornhill's going to put Malback in motion again to the right side. He wants to throw out that way. He hits Jacob East on the pass. Good block by Malback. Football came out, though. Let's see if Malback or East could get it back. They were both nearby. East made the catch and then fumbled it. And I believe it's a turnover. He did not get the football back. Surry County is going to come away with the ball.
Surry Cougars.
That little wide receiver screen that we see Tech run so much. And Michi made a nice block, but as he tried to get downfield, fumbled the ball and again, we had seen them the Colonels had taken care of the ball early in the year. Towards the end, there were some turnovers.
Yeah.
They got to be careful with that today.
Well, turnovers are certainly the great equalizer, and especially when you get into the playoffs here against some good competition. You can't afford to be giving away the football. Surry takes over, got a running play right up the gut, had some room, but then stopped after about a 3-yard gain. Running back never went down, but the momentum was stopped, and I believe it was Pulley again on the carry. They give him about 4. So good, hard running right up the middle. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. 4 on this play anyway.
And that's exactly what it's been for Surry so far, with the exception of that one pass play that they were set up and the Colonels blitzed and dropped them for a 10-yard loss.
Yeah, 2 tight ends now for Surry to go with the 3 running backs. Pulley hands it to the tailback. Tailback is brought down short of the first down marker. That is Dontre Little. He's a junior, and he got close to that first down marker. Actually, they say he did get the first down.
You know, they're going to mark it, like you said, right at the 49.5, 50-yard line.
Fresh set of downs here for the Cougars. Methodical, running the football. We saw Chatham do this against Altavista with some success. They give it to Pulley now. Pulley's hit hard at about the 46-yard line, and he falls across the 45 now all the way to the 44 before he's brought down.
Gain of 6 with 6:18 remaining in the first quarter. No score here at Altavista.
2 fullbacks and a tailback. Again, 2 tight ends. It's pretty much the same thing Surry's done all day. Bailey turns, hands it to his tailback. I believe that was Little again that time, and he stopped for a loss. Never got to the line of scrimmage. That was Little.
And Dante Poindexter was in, drug him down from behind. That play never had much chance either.
So it'll bring up a 3rd and 5. I would suspect maybe with the last punt Surry had that they might even go for it on 4th down if they got, to a manageable 4th down. It is 3rd and 5 now. Right side of the field, near side for us, 2 tight ends. Bailey is under center. Looked like he went with the hard count again. Now they pitch it left. That's Pulley. Pulley's looking for room outside. He's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Stuff Poindexter in on it again, along with Destin Brown. They really just strung that play out.
Yeah, they did. Cody Andrews did a nice job of getting in and breaking up the blocking scheme on that, and allowed him, really forced him to kind of cut back in, and that's where Thornhill and the rest of the Colonels closed that deal down.
Good defensive stop there for Altavista after the turnover. It looks like Surry is going to punt it away. They're in a punt formation. There's the snap. Kick got away, not by much. This one's a lot better. It lands on the 17. Malbeck thought about returning it. He lets it go, and it bounces all the way down to the 5-yard line. So great punt for the Cougars of Surry County. Altavista will take over on their own 5-yard line. And now the field position game is going against the Colonels a little bit, Oscar.
Yeah, that was it wasn't a pretty punt, low and end over end and sideways, but it was unreturnable. Michi didn't have any choice. It bounced up one time. It looked like he might take off, try to grab it, but discretion the better part of valor, and he did make the right call, but Colonel's got a long field now.
Yeah, I think he was wise not to return that. He didn't have much in the way of blocking, and just happened to take a nice Surry County bounce. So Altavista will take over on the 5-yard line. Thornhill's in the shotgun, and he'll hand it off to Destin Brown on the run. He's going to try the right side. He gets about 4 or 5 before he's met and then driven back. Finally hits the turf there with a bunch of Cougars around him, and they called a 5-yard gain.
That's the Colonel's only 3rd play of the game with 4 minutes, a little bit over 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, their first play from scrimmage, Brown had a nice run up the gut for a first down. Then they fumbled it on the subsequent pass play, and that was Brown's 2nd carry of the game. Maybe it's time for Juan Thornhill to run the rock a little bit. We'll see. 2nd and 5. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 0-0 is our score. Thornhill wants Malbeck in motion. Thornhill goes right up the gut. He might be gone. He's across the 40. Now he's across the 50. Nobody in sight. He is going to be gone, and he can even put it on cruise control in the end zone, Oscar. And touchdown Altavista.
And more importantly, no flags on the play.
Yep. That is important, because on that long run, you'd hate for Juan to have to run the 95-plus yards all the way back. 90-yard scoring run from Juan Thornhill. I said before the play that maybe it was time to see Juan, and now it is. He had great blocking up front.
Yeah, he really did, and on that, he really, it was almost like a delayed draw. He got the ball, and he waited just a second. The blocking took place, and he had a huge hole. He got 10 yards downfield, and it was clear nobody was going to catch him.
Yeah, really nice run. He did display a lot of patience there, letting that hole open up, like you just said. Allen on to try the extra point with Thornhill to hold. Whistles come as the ball is on the way back. Thornhill caught it and never put it on the block because he heard the whistle, and it's against Surry County. Jumping the gun a little bit here, trying for the block. And so this will move Altavista up a yard and a half, and they'll try to kick it anyway. First snap was right on target. Let's see where this one is. Just the same. Put down on the block by Thornhill. Kick is up a little bit to the right, but it is good. Colonels lead 7-0 here early. 3:50 remaining in the first quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
80 years of outstanding high school sports coverage back here from Altavista High School. Colonels up 7 thanks to the Thornhill touchdown run and the Walker Allen extra point. Allen on to kick, and that was only Altavista's 4th play from scrimmage, right?
You know, that was one of the drives we've had all year. 2 plays, 90 yards, 56 seconds. All Juan Thornhill on that 90 yard.
And Thornhill, again, was the offensive back of the year in the Dogwood District. He's got great numbers. 1,300 yards rushing, 22 touchdowns. He's got 23 touchdowns total. He's thrown 11 touchdowns on top of that. And he is one of the finalists for the WSET Player of the Year award that they have. Pretty elite company there. He's in the final 5. He
was also first team on defense as a defensive back.
Well, he should be. He has been playing great all year and just a sophomore. Kick from Walker Allen's a long one, fielded on about the 6-yard line. Surry's got some running room. That looks like number 11, Timothy Marsh, on the return. And he got it all the way out to about the 30-yard line, so good return from him.
Surry will set up 1st and 10.
Finally brought down by a host of Colonels there. Yeah, Juan Thornhill, I think we knew about 2 or 3 games into it that he was going to be a special player, and then about 5 or 6 games into it, we had to imagine he was in the running for that Player of the Year and first team all everything.
Well, and when you talk about defense, Markel Payne, Darius Johnson, Demetrius Johnson, and Juan Thornhill, all first team on that all-Dogwood team. Set.
Pulley is going to take it right up the middle again behind those 2 big fullbacks. He's not going to get much, maybe a yard before he's met by a whole wave of Altavista defenders. Looked like Demetrius Johnson in there. One of them, Cody Andrews. He did get 1.
Boys cross country team, 5th in the state.
3:20 remaining in the first quarter here. 7-0 Altavista. They've only run 4 plays on offense. One of those was a fumble, but it ended up not hurting them. Bailey, the quarterback for Surry, under center. He'll turn and hand it to Pulley. Pulley now met by a bunch of Altavista defenders again. Won't even get out of the backfield. Ball came out. I think the ref blew a whistle. The referee threw his foot out there to stop the ball. I'm assuming a whistle was blown, or he wouldn't have done that.
Just for laughs. I didn't hear the whistle. And after he kicked it, he acted like it was still in play.
Right. Well, I think the runners, Pulley's momentum was stopped for Surry. Good defensive play again for Altavista. Sometimes those goofy plays don't sound good on the radio, but you can't help but laugh when something like that happens. All right, Surry's going to go from the shotgun now on 3rd and 11. 2 backs beside Pulley, the quarterback. He's got a tight end and 2 receivers, 1 to each side. He's going to look right, throws, slant. It's incomplete. Ball was short, never got to its target. Malbeck was in the area to help break it up, but the pass hit the ground before it even got to the receiver.
Yeah, they flooded the right side on that. Malbec was over, and it was almost as if the quarterback couldn't decide which of the 2 or 3 receivers he was going to throw it to. But
yeah,
again, Michi made a nice break on the ball, but it was well underthrown.
Yeah, and I think even if it was on target, he was going to be short of the first down because Malbec was going to be there to bring him down. Thornhill is back deep to return this punt. He's got his heels on about the 38-yard line. Kick is away. It's to the left. Thornhill's not going to get a chance at it. It almost hit Jacob East, who was blocking. And it takes a nice Surry roll. Going to go all the way down to the 23-yard line where it is downed by the Cougars. DeAndre Davis there to down it. And that's where Altavista will take over.
47-yard punt. Nice punt by Surry. The ball did have a little bit of a spiral on it. Didn't quite turn over, but under a little bit of pressure, the Colonels sent 5 players in, and they were in close proximity, just couldn't get to it.
Yeah, that long snap from Surry doesn't get back to that punter very quick. So I think Altavista, sensing that maybe they can get a block, but they'll take over on offense here. Far hash mark. Thornhill's got Andrews beside him, and he's got a running back right behind him as well. He'll turn and give it to that tailback. It looks like I don't know, Oscar. Is it Devontae Clark, or is it?
It was Daquan Myers.
Okay. I think it was either Myers or Clark. And he gets a gain of about 4 yards there. Good running up the gut. Myers will stay in at the tailback. Andrews will stay in as well in that sort of a fullback position. Mike Sharnes called him an H-back in one of those interviews. And Cody Andrews does have the ability to move around. He can play some tight end, can play some running back. Right beside Thornhill in this one. Thornhill's going to swing it out to Michi Malbec. It's complete. Didn't gain much, though. He might have got it back to the line of scrimmage. Good defense by Surry.
Yeah, they're going to spot that really almost with no gain.
Yeah, going to bring up 3rd and 5, 3rd and a long 5. It's more like 6. Jones will check into the game for Cody Andrews. Play getting signaled in from the sideline. Under a minute to go now in the first quarter. Colonels lead 7-0. First round of the Division I HSL playoffs. Going to put Jones in motion behind him. Thornhill's going to swing it out to him. Canavis Jones has got the grab, and he's going for the first down marker. He got it. Lunging past the 35-yard line. First down marker was about the 32. And he got more than that, Oscar.
And if you haven't seen Canavis Jones, Kyle, he has got a ton of speed. If he gets a half a step on you, you're not catching him.
Yeah, they put him in motion before the snap. Then Thornhill caught the snap, just slung it out there to him on the quick swing pass. And you're right, once he got that head of steam, he wasn't going to be denied the first down. Surry's probably lucky they got him before that. Empty backfield now for Thornhill. Malbec in motion. They give it to him on the wide receiver sweep. Michi turns the corner. Now he's past the 50. Now he's past the 40. Good block from Demetrius Johnson. Malbec going down left sideline. He's going to get brought down at the 5-yard line. He had an intention to get in the end zone, Oscar. Good Surry defense prevented the touchdown, but they couldn't prevent the long gain. Wow, big play right there.
And he had one player that was able, that I thought was going to be able to stop him. Demetrius Johnson engaged him, kept his hands inside the shoulder pads, and continued to block. Great job by him.
Yeah, great catch there. Excuse me, not a catch. It was a run. Put Malbec in motion, then they handed it off to him. Malbec was gone around that left side, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Altavista will have a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. When we come back, they lead 7-0 on 105.5 KD Country.
Enjoy daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that first brought Mexican food to the area. Open all afternoon Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced with drink specials and great service too. Voted Best Mexican Restaurant, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business. It congratulates the Colonels on their winning season. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
About here from Altavista High School English Stadium. If you missed the pregame show, Chester Brockwell was up here, and if you're an old school fan, you had to love that. If you're new school, you need to learn about some of that old school stuff, Oscar.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Some real quick stats, Kyle, from the first quarter. The Colonels 173 yards on the ground, 13 through the air for a total of 186. Surry with 13 on the ground. Altavista had one penalty. Of course, they had one turnover as well. Altavista with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plays in the first quarter. That's a little bit of an odd stat.
Yeah.
But, you know, Surry does control the ball with the ball control, running. And, of course, Colonels are in territory here, 5-yard, first and goal from the 5.
Yeah, and Altavista had the one turnover there as well in the first quarter. Empty backfield again for one. Thornhill from the far hash mark. First and goal from the 5. They put a man in motion. They fake it to him. Thornhill takes up the gut, and he's in the end zone, virtually untouched. Touchdown for the super sophomore, Juan Thornhill, his second of the game. This one from 5 yards out, and it makes it 13-0. Altavista in front. Extra point from Walker Allen on the way. Didn't take him long in the second quarter, Oscar.
No, it didn't.
11:56. It took him 4 seconds to be exact, although it seemed like it didn't even take that long. It seemed like it took 1 second. Man over the line of scrimmage there from Surry on the extra point, so they'll have to bring this back. Not bring it back, they'll move it up, excuse me. Penalty was on Surry. And they'll still try the extra point here. Thornhill to hold, Allen on to kick. Allen's been very good all year. He's made 37 of them.
He kicked 38.
Yeah, it's good. Makes it a 14-0 lead for Altavista. Just seconds into the second quarter here. Colonels up by 2 touchdowns on 105.5 KD Country.
This summer's fire at Stanton River Medical Center hasn't stopped Rehab Associates from helping our Altavista area patients. I'm Dr. Kyle Walling, Clinical Director of Rehab Associates Hurt Office, and I'm pleased to report that we're setting up a temporary location at Altavista, inside Virginia Technical Institute, 201 Ogden Road. Whether you're already our patient or need help recovering from surgery or injury, rest assured we're here for you. And remember, you do not need a doctor's referral to see us. Call Rehab Associates at 324-9750, online at racva.com, or visit us on Facebook to see what we can do for you.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Juan Thornhill, 2 touchdowns so far here today, a 90-yarder and a 5-yarder, Oscar. So he can score from a long ways out, and he can score from close in, too.
Yeah, and that was a 5-play, 69-yard drive, 3 minutes, 47 seconds. Of course, the big play on that was the run by Michi Malbeck.
Yeah, you can't forget the long run from Dimitri Malbeck there to set it up. I guess that was, what, a 57, 58-yard run down the left sideline there.
Officially, it was 60.
Okay. I like that. I like to be official. I just can't do it enough. Malbeck, he took a break after that long run. You can't really blame him because he did use up a lot of energy to take that one down to the 5-yard line. Then Thornhill took it in. Walker Allen made the extra point, and now Allen is on to kick off again. I think the game really going according to script for the Altavista Colonels, except for the fumble, of course, in the first quarter. But the defense bailed them out. Defense has been good. I think the game plan is pretty much going to Mike Sharness's liking, if I had to guess.
And I think it'll be big for Surry if they need to have a little bit of a sustained drive and eat up some clock and see if they can get some points on the board.
Yeah, you know, they've shown the ability to move the ball. They just haven't really been able to sustain anything or pick up a lot of first downs in a row. Long kickoff there from Walker Allen, fielded on the 5-yard line. Timron Brown tried to tackle. Now the ball carrier takes it out to the right side. He's brought down at the numbers there by number 3, Markel Payne. That's King Markel Payne to you.
That's exactly right.
Good tackle from Payne, stopping the return man in his tracks. 50 years of high school sports, Oscar. We've also got Bob Alvis in the house. He may be along at some point, halftime or the post game. He's been a part of the broadcast team on KD Country.
I thought I saw him trolling the sidelines earlier.
I think so. He's looking for information out there somewhere. Maybe he's trying to meet some of the Surry County fans that have made the trip. There's a few, not many, but a few. Surry in the I formation with 2 tight ends. Quarterback kept it. Bailey goes right up the gut. I don't know if that was by design or maybe he lost the football in the snap and just had to tuck and run. But it is a gain of 3.
Yeah, it looks like that wasn't really a clean snap.
Yeah.
But, you know, they made the best of it. And picked up 3.
11:25 remaining in the first half. 14-0 Altavista. First round of the playoffs now. Surry's going to get an extra player on the field. That extra fullback is in there. 2 fullbacks right behind the quarterback and then the tailback deep. They give it to the tailback. That's Ellis. Ellis hard running right up the gut. Ellis is a little bit bigger, and he does play fullback some too. That time he was at the tailback. Gained about 2 or 3.
And we don't have the stats on the size, but Ellis is a bigger kid. He's got to go 200, 210.
He's going to stay in. He was wandering off towards the sideline. Now he's going to stay in. On the other side, Markel Payne checks out for Altavista. It is going to be 3rd and 2 here. Call it 3rd and 3 maybe for the Surry County Cougars. Coached by Irvin Jones. They've won 3 games in the regular season, lost 7. They played some pretty good competition, though, playing people like Franklin and Sussex Central. 3rd down play, they give it to the tailback. He's got a gain and a first down. Number 22, Dontre Little, just past the first down marker there for a gain of 4.
And it looked like that was Juan Thornhill on the stop. Gain of 6 on the play. First down.
Brendan Patrick checking out on defense. So is Daquan Meyer. So Altavista shuffling in some guys on the defensive end. They've done that all year. That's not anything new. Another quarterback keeper from DJ Bailey. Bailey driving hard. He's going to gain 6 this time before his progress is finally stopped. So a little bit of a surprise play, I guess, trying to hit him quick with the quarterback sneak. It works out well. Actually, more like a gain of 7 there. We've seen Thornhill do that on the other side sometimes for Altavista. Usually it's in those short yardage situations, not on first down. But, hey, if you can get 7 yards out of it, why not?
And that's exactly right. Looks like Surry's responding.
They really are. Bailey under center again. He'll turn, give it to the fullback. This time it's Ellis. Ellis hitting hard, running right over Destin Brown. Brown held on to make the tackle. But Surry's going to pick up another first down, and they're really starting to find their rhythm on offense here. The chains move again. 9:26 to go in the second quarter. 14-0 Altavista.
And Kyle, this drive started on the 27-yard line, and they've had runs of 3, 4, 6, 7, and 5. So it's really nothing in between the tackles. Power football now, right now for Surry County, and it's paying dividends.
You're absolutely right. They haven't even tried to go outside on this drive. 2 tight ends again to go with the 3 running backs. He'll hand it to the tailback. That's Pulley. Pulley hit hard, and the ball came out momentarily. I think he was down. The officials say that he was as well. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Probably not much more than a loss of 1. But that ball was out for a second. I think he grabbed it again.
Yeah, that's exactly, from my viewpoint, that's what it looked like. It bounced out, and he tried to bounce outside. It was carrying the ball a little bit loose as he went down. It kind of came loose. It really never left the vicinity of him. He was able to corral it.
Yeah.
In fact, he may have been down on the original contact.
Right. 2 wideouts this time for Surry. Same backfield formation. They hand it to, no, they fake it to Pulley. Good play fake from Bailey, but he's got nothing there. And that ball did come out, picked up by Mr. Juan Thornhill. Don't hear any whistles, and Juan is going to take it to the house. He'll walk into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown, and the Colonels go up 20-0. Big hit there on defense. Bailey made a great play fake, but he was just swarmed by a bunch of Colonel defenders. Ball just bounced right to Juan Thornhill.
Well, it was a well-designed play. They had a wide out that took a slant across the middle that took Michi with him. They pulled 2 guards. Were coming around, and I don't know who lowered the boom on him, but the ball came loose, and it was right there for Juan to pick up, and he waltzed into the end zone.
He had a convoy with him, too, at least 2 or 3 blockers if he needed them, but he didn't because he just picked that thing up off the bounce in stride. Great players have a knack for being in the right place, though, Oscar. The ball seems to find them. I think you can definitely say that about Juan Thornhill. He is on to hold the extra point here, but there'll be another flag out. This will be the third or fourth time Surry's been flagged on the extra point.
Looks like substitution penalty.
Substitution penalty against the Cougars.
So Walker Allen has been successful with the extra yard and a half there on the extra point. I don't think he's really needed it. Colonel's up 20-0, trying to make it 21. Ball got down to the block. Kick is up high, deep, and it is good. Allen 3 for 3 so far, and it's 21-0. Altavista leading here. 8:13 remaining in the half on 105.5 KD Country.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, or personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for 30-plus years. For free consultation for personal injury cases, call 369-6621. 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels football team on making the playoffs. Go Colonels! David W. Shreve, located 7th Street in Altavista. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
8:13 remaining. 21-0. Altavista leads. Juan Thornhill has accounted for all 3 touchdowns. Walker Allen is 3 for 3 on the extra points. And again, Oscar, I think things are going the way Altavista planned they would.
Yeah, and you know, I was impressed. Surry was really moving the ball.
They were.
Like I said, power football. And shame that they put that ball on the ground. That may be a turning point here in this game.
Yeah,
I know it's early.
Yeah,
8-13, Colonels leading 21-0, but here in the second quarter. But
no, I agree with you though, because I think, you know, from a Surry perspective, you're finally starting to get things going. You're moving the ball, and then you fumble it, and that can be pretty deflating. Because you could see, hey, we can move the ball on these guys, but you can't move the ball if you don't have possession of it. And they lost possession. Juan Thornhill capitalized and took it the distance. I had it down as about a 50-yard fumble recovery. I'm not quite sure where he exactly picked it up. Not that it matters.
49.5.
There you 49.
No, it was 50. That's what I had.
I was just hoping it was 49.5. Allen on to try the kickoff again. This one more of a line drive, fielded at the 10-yard line. Return man going straight up the gut, and that's Pulley. Pulley's going to turn the corner now to the sideline. He is hit hard. I mean, just stuffed on the sideline there by Juan Thornhill. And Juan is everywhere. Or was it Timron Brown?
It looked like Juan.
It did.
They'll take over on the 39-yard line, Kyle. 8:05, 21-0 Colonels lead. Warm day here. You got to wonder if that may play into the game a little bit today. It's right at 70 degrees.
Yeah, it's not any warmer than when we started those games in August. You know, it was hotter than this at game time in those first couple weeks, but that's been a few months ago. You're not exactly used to that anymore. One tight end, one wide out for Surry this time from the far hash mark. Bailey turns and gives it to the tailback. That's Pulley. Pulley's got some nice running room off left tackle before he is brought down. Gain of 6. Good run there. Again, Surry has shown the ability to move the football. They just haven't really been able to go on a long drive.
No, and here we are with 7:45 remaining in the second quarter, and the Colonels have only run one offensive play. That was the very first play of the quarter with the touchdown from Thornhill.
Yep. Well, we said it. Surry is a ball control offense, so you're not going to get as many chances as you normally would. Handoff to Pulley again. He gains a yard or two. Some extracurriculars going on after the play. No flags come out, though, and that's one thing that we haven't talked about is Altavista's done a much better job preventing penalties on their end, Oscar, because that was something that was becoming sort of a problem there in the later stages of the regular season.
Yeah, well, they certainly did better against Dan River, but with that second quarter where Dan River rolled up 36 points, it's kind of hard to...
doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
You can only hurt yourself so much. 3rd and 1 on the way for Surry. Bailey is under center. He's got 2 tight ends and the 3 backs behind him. He'll go with the hard count again. He's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down across the 50-yard line. First down marker was about the 49. He gained at least 3 or 4. So the quarterback sneak again working well for the Surry County Cougars. DJ Bailey is the quarterback.
A gain of 5, and a little bit of extracurricular on that as well. Nothing too violent, but a little bit of talking going on, a little bit of shoving.
Surry just gazing their roster. They're young too, not a lot of seniors. Probably less than Altavista, really. 2 wideouts this time on first down. He'll give it to the tailback. He's hit hard by a bunch of guys. Cody Andrews there to bring him down. Andrews trying to fight that ball out of his hands. This one was carried by Little. Malback got in there as well on the tackle. And a 5-yard pickup for Surry. 6:13 now. Altavista on top, 21-0. Juan Thornhill has scored all 3 times for the Colonels. One of them was recently on a fumble recovery on defense. Surry going to come to the line again. 2 fullbacks, a tailback, and 2 wideouts. They go quick. They hand it to the tailback. That's Little. Little is stacked up. Brendan Patrick in there. Darius Johnson in there. Malback came in late. Destin Brown came in there late. Really a lot of gang tackling by the Colonels today, Oscar.
Yeah, there has been a great pursuit. Of course, they are running a lot of stuff in between the tackles.
Right.
Nice job by Brendan Patrick. Really, he made first contact and was able to stand him up until the cavalry could get there.
So another 3rd down on the way. Surry has had limited success on 3rd down. In fact, I would say that is the area that they could really improve on. Bailey is going to turn and hand it to Little, the tailback. Little got hit hard at the line of scrimmage. He fell forward for another 2 or 3. He's close to the first down marker. I think he's short, though.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark that at the 38, a gain of about 4, but he's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, looks like a full yard shy of the first down marker. I would imagine Surry is going to go for it this time.
Yeah, 4:51 remaining, trailing 21 in the second quarter, and trailing 21-0. I think you're absolutely right. They have to.
William Martin's going to check in the game at nose guard for the Colonels, try and prevent that quarterback sneak.
And you got to watch for the hard count.
Absolutely. Bailey under center. He's got 1 foot back, not a full crouch. He'll turn and hand it to Pulley. Pulley's hit hard, and I think he's short. He's brought down. Let's see where they give him the progress.
The line judge coming in from this side is clearly he's motioning an Altavista ball.
Great play right there by the Colonels. It looked like Demetrius Johnson was the first guy that hit him. But a nice play right there, and a good job by William Martin plugging those gaps in the middle. He didn't have any room to cut it back. Good defensive stop for the Colonels. They'll take over on their own 38. 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. Subway halftime show on the way. Plenty to talk about there. This game, other games, 50-year anniversary of high school sports on KD Country. We might need to extend that halftime show. Malback moving over to the left slot. Thornhill has a running back to his left. He wants to pass. He's got Malback out to the left, but it's dropped. Might have led Dimitri just a little too far.
Yeah, it looks like he might have led him, and Dimitri looked like he couldn't decide whether that ball was going to be a little bit more in the flat or if he was going to lead him downfield. So, incompletion from Juan.
Yeah, and that little swing pass wide receiver screen, it's a great play. Sometimes it's tough for the receiver, though, because you got to trust that those other 2 or 3 receivers are going to block long enough for you to catch the pass anyway. And sometimes that can be a tough proposition. Thornhill, the quarterback, in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Destin Brown. He's going to go behind, pulling guard, and he'll gain about 5 or 6. Good running there from Brown.
38. They're going to mark that at the 46-yard line. Call it a gain of 8. Bring up 3rd and 2.
Colonels will see what kind of formation they line up in. They got Andrews out there at tight end now. He's off to the right. Brown is the running back to Thornhill's right. 2 receivers to Juan's left. Jacob East is split out to the far right side here, right in front of the Altavista sideline. Here we go, 3rd and 2. Juan Thornhill goes with the hard count, and it works. Draws the Surry defender offside. Altavista will get 5 free yards and a first down. Nice play by the Colonels varying the snap count.
And we've seen Juan do that at least once a game, I would guess,
yeah,
all year long.
A lot of times he likes to get under center and do it, but he can do it from the shotgun as well, and it worked out perfectly. Good play. Same formation now, fresh set of downs. Just past the 50-yard line into Surry County territory. Thornhill takes the snap right at his waist. He's going to go right side. He had a block from Brown. Now he's shut down. He's going to end up gaining about 6 or 7 yards along that right sideline there. Didn't have much there, but Juan Thornhill is able to make something out of nothing nearly every time.
Yeah, Jacob East engaged his player, but nice job by Surry reading that play. Even though he gained 7 yards, they had 3 players there waiting on one.
And Altavista will have a 2nd and 3 now. Under 3 minutes to go now. 21-0. Colonels finished the regular season campaign at 8-2. This is the first round of the playoffs. Eastern Section Division I playoffs of the Virginia High School League. Man in motion is Malback. They give it to him. He turns, goes up the middle. Not a lot of blocking there. He's brought down. He did gain 1.
It'll be 3rd down.
And this will bring up about 3rd and 2 now, Oscar. I would imagine the Colonels, even if they didn't get it here, would be in a comfortable position to go for it if they wanted to.
Yeah, up 21. There's only 2 minutes, 22 seconds left. The other alternative would be to punt. They've got all the timeouts. They could possibly, the punting game from Surry early was not strong, so that's a possibility as well. Of course, 3rd and a little bit less than 2. We may see a first down here.
That's right. Darius Johnson checking in the game. He's a receiver on the left. They hand it to Destin Brown right up the gut. Brown's got the first down. Hit hard at about the 36-yard line. He falls to the 34. And he gets the first down yardage and a little bit extra. Brown was right behind Thornhill, and he had a full head of steam going there.
And that young offensive line for the Colonels has done a good job tonight, this afternoon, opening some holes for that running back.
Yeah, they really have. That line is really not young anymore. They've been seasoned after a nice year of play. Thornhill wants to pass, throws deep over the middle, a little bit underthrown, and almost picked off. Ball is incomplete. He was looking for Dimitri Malback. I don't know if Juan didn't have a great grip on that or what, but it just kind of floated there, Oscar.
I think that's a great call. The ball came out of his hand weak. We're not used to seeing that. Juan usually throws a strong ball, and it did flutter on him a little bit, and it was certainly short, I think, of where he intended to throw that.
Definitely. And Juan got his feet set, too. And normally, as you and I both know, when Juan gets those feet set, it's usually big problems for the defense, because that means he's going to throw a strike. That one was underthrown, but Juan wants to pass again, rolling to his left. Now he's going to step up to the right. Great protection. He's got a lot of time and a lot of room. He'll end up just running it out of bounds, sort of like an NFL quarterback would do. He didn't try and get extra yards. He just took it out of bounds safely.
And he got the first down.
Yep.
Heady play, knew where the line to make first down was, and ran it out at the 23-yard line, gain of 12. Nice decision by Juan.
Absolutely, and that's, you know, the thing that's so impressive with Thornhill is he makes a lot of outstanding plays, but he doesn't force them. Lets those plays come to him. And now Surry County wants to take a timeout to talk things over with a minute and a half to go here in the half. Colonels lead 21-0 and threatening again on 105.5 KD Country.
The holidays are coming up. Get prepared for all that seasonal hustle and bustle. And what about your house guests? Will you have enough towels, bathrooms, and bedrooms for your visiting family and friends? Let the Comfort Inn in Altavista help you with holiday accommodations. Clean, comfortable rooms, and guests will be treated to a free hot breakfast and free Wi-Fi. Holiday hospitality, just like home, from the Comfort Inn, Main Street in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
21-0, Altavista leading. Oscar. Surry County has a quarterback by the name of Derek Bailey. We've got a quarterback by the name of Nick Bailey back at the station, handing it off to us and throwing us those deep routes. And Nick always does an outstanding job. Done a great job all year. Couldn't do it without him.
No, he's you're right. He's our MVP without a doubt.
Yeah, they didn't even have to vote. They just gave it to him. And Altavista's quarterback is certainly very capable, too. Juan Thornhill, he scored 3 times today. One of those was on defense. He's got a fresh set of downs to work with here. Right hash mark Snap is to his chest. He's going to roll to the left. Looking to pass. Steps up. Now he steps back. Really avoiding the pressure. Throws over the middle. He's got Malback, but Malback is hit, and the ball will go incomplete. Malback really didn't get hit hard, but I think it was just the threat that made him not be able to pull that pass in.
Yeah, he was coming straight towards the defensive player who was headed straight towards him, and it looked like Michi may have taken his eye off, I mean, for just a second.
Yeah. Well, it was, you know, give Thornhill a lot of credit for keeping the play alive, dancing around in the pocket back there, and didn't throw a bad ball to Dimitri Malback over the middle, but tough to make that play as a receiver when that other guy's coming from the opposite direction like that, full speed, like you are. Second down. He'll hand it off to Destin Brown. Flag comes out, and they actually blow the play dead, so I believe the flag was before the play even started. It's going to be on Altavista. I suppose that's illegal participation, I think. Substitution, or maybe it was the illegal formation penalty. I don't know. Either way, it's going to cost the Colonels 5 yards. At least 5, anyway. And it'll make it 2nd and 15. From that right hash mark there, Coach Sharness signaling in the plays. He talked. Go ahead.
No, that's only the second penalty of the game for the Colonels.
Yeah.
And both of them have been 5-yarders, so great job by the Colonels preventing those killing 15-yard penalties that we've had earlier in the season.
Absolutely, and that's something that we both said they needed to improve on. They have. Thornhill's going to keep it. He'll go behind Ashton Robinson, the pulling guard, but not going to get much there. Dragged down on the right sideline. Didn't gain any yards, and Altavista will call a timeout. We'll take one as well. Just over a minute to go here in the second quarter. Colonels up by 3 touchdowns on 105.5 KD Country.
Chef's Drive-In is a proud supporter of Altavista High School athletics. And after a great game, stop by Chef's Drive-In at 1101 Main Street in Altavista for the best food around. Next time you're hungry when there's no other place to go, give Chef's Drive-In a try. When it comes to ham biscuit, hamburgers, hot dogs, or fries, Chef's Drive-In can't be beat. And if you want the best hot dog and yummy milkshakes in town, you've got to give Chef's a try. Chef's Drive-In, Main Street, Altavista, across from CVS.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
3rd and 15 on the way for Altavista. It'll happen from the Surry County 27-yard line. I'll tell you, Oscar, if Surry could get a stop here on this drive, they'd have to feel pretty good about their chances going into halftime here.
Yeah, and the Colonels right here are probably in 4-down territory, depending on how much yardage they would gain here. They are right at the edge of Walker Allen's field goal capabilities.
Yeah, you're certainly not going to punt from the Surry 27 here, but maybe it might be a long field goal. 1 tight end, 3 receivers for Thornhill. He's back to pass. He's got to get rid of it. He avoids the rush. He's got a man on his back. He's going to finally get thrown down. He kept the play alive a lot longer than I thought he would by avoiding that rush, but just could not avoid it completely, and the Colonels will take another timeout. We'll take it with them. Altavista up 21-0 here as the second quarter winds down on 105.5 KD Country.
Heard of Moose? The Altavista Moose Family Center proudly supports Altavista High School athletics. Moose International is a family-centered, community service-based organization that has been serving the Altavista area since 1952. The Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road in Altavista wants to wish the Colonel football team good luck in the playoffs. Give the Moose Family Center a call at 369-6945 today to see how they're bringing together the Altavista community. Moose, a family fraternity.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
All right, Colonels up 21-0, but they're going to have a long 4th down on the way, Oscar. 4th and 20 at least.
Well, and that's not a bad thing. If I'm Coach Sharness at this point, I use Darius and Demetrius both, or maybe just Darius, and I throw the ball in the end zone. Yeah. Worst case scenario is it's intercepted and bring it back out to the 20.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah, definitely your point. I think I echo your sentiments. An interception here is really just like a punt, not the worst thing in the world at all, assuming you can cover afterwards and bring the returner down. 4th and long, Thornhill looked like he wanted to throw, but flags came out. Altavista did not get off on the right snap count. half the team went, half the team stayed. So they'll make it 4th and 25 now, a little longer. Now, you almost could justify a punt now because now they're on about the Surry 37-yard line.
52 seconds, leading 21-0.
Well, here comes the 4th down. Thornhill's got time. He's looking deep to pass. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to have to scramble. Wanted to throw again, finally cuts it loose, and it is intercepted. Caught on about the 12-yard line by number 11. Destin Brown makes the tackle there for Altavista. That's Timothy Marsh on the interception. So we talked about it. I don't think we were wishing it would happen or anything, but it did happen. Thornhill throws the interception. It gets returned. Surry will start on about their own 34-yard line. It was, 33-yard line. Not, I think, ideal for Altavista, but again, not the worst thing in the world.
Surry did a good job of putting pressure on him. One was really never able to get his feet set and really launch that ball into the end zone. And with the interception, the ball was at the 37-yard line and 5-yard punt.
That's basically what happens. Surry's going to go from a shotgun formation themselves now. They got 4 wide receivers. Bailey's got a back to his left. That's Pulley. Bailey steps up, chased out of the pocket. He throws incomplete. Was looking for Jaheim Davis. Davis is number 40. He was actually looking for number 30. That's Andrew Burkhouse.
And Burkhouse was open. The ball hit him in the hands. He had 8 or 9 steps cushion, but I don't think he was going much further than that.
Yeah, Altavista was sort of in that prevent defense. They had a good umbrella there with the defensive backs over the top. Give DJ Bailey credit for stepping up in the pocket, throwing a good pass, though, with a nice Altavista rush coming. 2nd and 10 now, 33 seconds in the half. Looks like Hawkins stepped over that line of scrimmage. That's Jacob Hawkins for Altavista. And it's going to give Surry 5 free yards. If it was the NFL, it wouldn't have mattered because he came back before the snap. But high school, you can't do it. So it's 2nd and 5 now. And they're on that 38-yard line. Left hash mark, going back to Bedford Avenue, away from the scoreboard here at Altavista. Decent crowd out for the Colonels. Bailey wants to swing it out to Pulley, his running back. He's got it complete on the swing pass, got the first down. Right sideline, he's finally run out of bounds by Jacob East. Never going to the ground, but give East credit for the tackle there, pushing him out of bounds.
And a nice swing pass and nice blocking back downfield by Surry. The ball's going to be marked right at midfield.
So Surry moving the chains here. Before they were doing it with the running game. Now they're throwing the ball around a little bit. 25.5 seconds to go. They've still got at least 2 timeouts. They may have a third. No, they took 1. They have 2 timeouts left. Same formation. Two receivers to each side. Running back to Bailey's left. Bailey waiting on that snap. It's a good one. He wants to throw. Right sideline. East is there on the coverage, and he's got an interception. Great pick there by Jacob East, and it'll give the Colonels the football on about their own 18-yard line.
And Jacob had that play all the way. He actually looked like the receiver. He had a 3 or 4 yard lead, steps on the Surry receiver, and hit him in stride. Ran out of bounds at the 18-yard line with right at 20 seconds left. Colonels leading 21-0. You got to believe that they'll, since they're getting the ball first, you got to believe that they'll take a knee and get this thing in half.
Yeah, maybe if they don't take a knee, they'll just run your standard running play here. If you break it long, great. If you don't, you go to halftime. They're taking a while to get set up, though. I guess a delay of game penalty doesn't hurt you that much. Trips receivers to Thornhill's left. He wants to throw. Looking for Jacob East. It's a little low. East could not get his hands under it before it hit the ground. 16.1 seconds will remain in the half, and it'll be 2nd and 10. So we were both wrong. I said they were going to run it. You said they were going to take a knee. They did neither.
Yeah, what do I know?
Exactly. Thornhill getting the play from the sideline. Let's see. Seems like the playbook's wide open here.
Of course, the Colonels can strike from this distance at any time, even on a little delay quarterback draw.
That's right. Thornhill's got a 90-yard rushing touchdown in this game. That's what started the scoring. Malback's going to go in motion to the right side, and William Martin moved early for Altavista. Again, snap count issues for the Colonels. This will back them up 5 yards. 2nd and 15.
And we talked about penalties, Kyle. I said, you know, I jinxed them, I guess, because I said that they'd only had one. In the last 10 plays, they've had 4.
Yeah.
So, total of 5 penalties, but they've been timely and have hurt the Colonels.
Yeah, now Juan Thornhill's going to go under center. This is the kneel down. There it is. And that will end the first half. Colonels have a good one. They're up 21-0. Subway halftime show on the way on 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Applebee's is the perfect place to gather before and after the game for great food and fun. Applebee's in Altavista is offering half-price appetizers after 9 p.m. every day. Stop in and celebrate. Applebee's proudly sponsors the Colonels. We know it takes hard work and dedication to achieve success. The same principles we use every day to serve our customers. Colonels, we're behind you every play of the game. And no matter the score, you're always a winner with us. See you tomorrow at Applebee's in Altavista.
Highly rated Altavista attorney, representing businesses and individuals, Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law. From criminal defense to estate planning, Aubrey and his capable staff work carefully to assess your legal situation and determine the strategy to best implement your objectives. Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, a passionate professional, treating your legal challenges carefully and with integrity. Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, located Main Street, Altavista. Online at aubrey-rosserlaw.com.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
21-0. Altavista Colonels on top. First round VHSL playoff action. Oscar Briggs and its 50 years of outstanding high school sports coverage on 105.5. We had Chester Brockwell on in the pregame show. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. And you talk about 50 years, and it's interesting to hear that in the early days and that they actually did the broadcast and really tape delayed it till the following day.
Yeah.
I don't know when they switched from doing that to going live, but it's still interesting to hear that they did that. And it's my understanding they actually did it with the basketball games as well.
Yeah, it is neat to hear about how some of that stuff worked back in the day, 50 years ago, when Mr. Brockwell started doing this. He was in our shoes, and now we're in his shoes, and what we're seeing on the field looks pretty good right now for the Altavista Colonels. They lead 21-0. I think maybe they thought it was going to be a little bit more. They sort of sputtered out there in the second quarter, but I think you got to give Surry credit for some of that because the Cougars started moving the ball a lot more, so that gave Altavista less chances to score.
Well, absolutely, and you know, Altavista actually only had 35 yards rushing in the second quarter, and Surry outrushed them. They had 49, so Surry County moved the ball, had that one drive where they had responded when Altavista went up, and were really starting to drive the ball, and the turnover killed them.
Yeah, turnovers, again, the great equalizer in this game, especially when you get into the playoffs. Another timeout here. It is the Subway halftime show. Colonels lead 21-0 on 105.5 WKDE.
Get ready for winter driving and get some extra spending money. Just drop by your local Michelin dealer from November 1st through the 24th, 2012, and buy any set of 4 new Michelin brand passenger or light truck tires and receive a $70 MasterCard reward card after rebate.
See the entire line of Michelin tires at Perkins Twin Tire and Auto Service, Main Street, Altavista.
Reward card issued by U.S. Bank pursuant to a license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Offer expires 11/24/12. Void where prohibited.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center. Everything for every job you do. Always here for you. Get the quality you really need at English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista open Saturday 8 to 4.
For more than 103 years, we've offered special banking assistance to many nonprofit organizations. I'm Kathy Morgan with First National Bank, and we have a checking account just for nonprofits and faith-based organizations that has no minimum balance requirement and no monthly maintenance fee. We also specialize in offering financing when your group needs a loan. So come see us at First National Bank, and we'll provide your organization with an extraordinary customer experience. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show. Subway Eat Fresh. Two great locations. One in the Walmart on Clarion Road in Altavista, and one on Main Street in Altavista. Oscar, and we talked a little bit about those accolades that a bunch of the Colonels received on the all-Dogwood district team. Colonels didn't get what they wanted, which was a district championship. Losing that game to Dan River was really what ended those hopes, but still 8-2, fantastic season for Altavista.
Yeah, 8-2, and then we look down the list at the All Dogwood District Awards, and I'm going to run through from the Altavista perspective. Offensive Back of the Year we mentioned was Juan Thornhill, and then on the first team offense, Juan Thornhill was the quarterback. Dimitri Malbeck was a wideout. Return specialist was Michi Malbeck. So great job for those sophomores. First team defense, Markel Payne, Darius Johnson, Demetrius Johnson, and Juan Thornhill. I have a little bit of exception to that when we talk about the second team offense, and I'll talk about defense in a minute. But Destin Brown was running back, was second team. Will Martin was second team as well. The second team defense was Dante Poindexter, Destin Brown, Jacob East, and Timron Brown. And it's hard to say. Timron had a great year for the defense for the Colonels, but when you look at the first team, who do you take off?
Yeah.
And that's extremely strong. Stoner White, Daniel Waller from Dan River, Kamani Fitz from Dan River, Trent from Appomattox. Boy, there's just nobody, Sharon Smith from Chatham. You can't go wrong with the depth and the quality of those players.
Yeah, I think the Dogwood District as a whole, very, very good. That's why it was really surprising to see that Dan River and Gretna lost last night. Again, not taking anything away from any of the teams that beat them, but boy, I expected both of those teams to really go far, particularly Dan River. Not that Gretna wouldn't, because I know the Hawks were getting better as the season went on. But, man, that Dan River team we saw 2 weeks ago, I would have bet the house on them after seeing that.
Oh, I certainly thought they would go at least 2 to 3 rounds. And, I know that reading the Danville Register that they had some players injured and nicked up. But,
yeah.
The Gretna team was down 21-0, fought back and made a close game of it. But, again, when I saw the Dan River score, I was a little shocked.
I was too, especially by such a wide margin. Altavista's up by a wide margin here, 21-0, but we still got a football game. Subway halftime show. Subway Eat Fresh. Another timeout here on the halftime show, and we'll be back to wrap things up and start the third quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Enjoy daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that first brought Mexican food to the area. Open all afternoon Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced with drink specials and great service too. Voted Best Mexican Restaurant, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business and congratulates the Colonels on their winning season.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch and Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show. About 3 minutes remaining. Well, more than that in halftime here. We got more time to talk. Oscar, Colonels up 21-0, and I think they feel pretty good about where they're at, but maybe we thought they were going to score a little more there. Things slowed down in the second quarter for the Colonels, and we got word that the Altavista boys cross-country team, 5th place finish in the state. That's impressive. Of course, the girls volleyball team is playing for a region title here tonight. That's impressive. A lot going on for Altavista.
Yeah, and you know, the region championship tonight would be huge, but it's also secondary in the fact that they've already advanced to the quarterfinals, which will be of the state tournament, which will be played Tuesday. Colonels have had a very, very good volleyball season. I happened to come to the game Tuesday night and Thursday night against Nelson. And Vicki Crawford always has a great team coming out of Nelson. Those teams compete, and the Colonels dominated them. Best game I've seen Altavista play all year. So they're swinging into the top form here at the right time. They're peaking right.
Yeah, and that's what you want. I think Nelson won the volleyball state championship 2 years ago. I think the Governors did. May have been 3 years ago now. But it was
maybe in 09.
Yeah, it was definitely.
But no, it was 2010. You're right. It's 2 years ago.
Yeah, and then Altavista was in the state championship game in volleyball last year. So definitely the pedigree and the high competition is there on both of those two teams, and Altavista winning that one. Moving on, Colonels up 21-0 in this one against Surry County here, but still a ball game. You never know what can happen. Let's review the year a little bit, Oscar. Altavista opens up the season, 2 big wins. First one against Randolph Henry, then against William Campbell. Then they go up to James River, lose a close game there. Then the Colonels run off 6 straight wins. I think the big ones we look at in there were obviously the Gretna game, the Chatham game, very close, Appomattox very close, and then the season-ending loss against Dan River was obviously not what you want, especially from a score perspective, but 8-2, great regular season campaign.
Yeah, it was, and something that we alluded to earlier, Kyle, as we were talking to Chester Brockwell, was, you know, we played William Campbell at their place, 37-18, pretty dominating game by the Colonels. Came back, well, actually, no, excuse me, that was here.
Yeah.
And then actually went down to William Campbell, and that game was 48-33. So now we're going to have to, if this game stays the way it is, then we end up playing William Campbell for a third time. Boy, you just hate being those familiar teams and playing them 3 times, especially with the athleticism, you know, the Lockett guys, and Dan Rivers on a roll. They've won 4 in a row.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. Again, I asked Mr. Brockwell about it, if in all his years he had heard of some high school teams playing each other 3 times in football. He said he hadn't. I certainly haven't. I'm sure it's happened in the history of the world. It's happened somewhere where high school teams have locked up 3 times in a season, but you don't see it that much. So it's kind of a weird thing, and you're right, it's going to be tough to beat a team 3 times. I think a lot of times people say that the team that lost has an advantage because they can change things, they can mix up the game plan, whereas there's no incentive for the team that won to do that because they won. Why would you change anything? You just keep doing what you were doing. So it's very intriguing on many different levels. And then add to it the fact that it's a rivalry game too. So we'll take another time out here on 105.5. Subway halftime show finishing up as we'll try and iron out the kinks here on 105.5 KD Country.
This summer's fire at Stanton River Medical Center hasn't stopped Rehab Associates from helping our Altavista area patients. I'm Dr. Kyle Walling, Clinical Director of Rehab Associates Hurt Office, and I'm pleased to report that we're setting up a temporary location at Altavista, inside Virginia Technical Institute, 201 Ogden Road. Whether you're already our patient or need help recovering from surgery or injury, rest assured we're here for you. And remember, you do not need a doctor's referral to see us. Call Rehab Associates at 324-9750, online at racva.com, or visit us on Facebook to see what we can do for you.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, or personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for 30-plus years. For free consultation for personal injury cases, call 369-6621. 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels football team on making the playoffs. Go Colonels! David W. Shreve, located 7th Street in Altavista.
The holidays are coming up. Get prepared for all that seasonal hustle and bustle. And what about your house guests? Will you have enough towels, bathrooms, and bedrooms for your visiting family and friends? Let the Comfort Inn in Altavista help you with holiday accommodations. Clean, comfortable rooms, and guests will be treated to a free hot breakfast and free Wi-Fi. Holiday hospitality, just like home, from the Comfort Inn, Main Street in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show still continuing from Altavista High School. Colonels lead 21-0. 50 years of outstanding high school sports coverage. And I drummed up another special guest. Chester Brockwell was on earlier. Now we got Mr. Bob Alvis on. Bob, we probably would have let you on even if it was the 49th year anniversary.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel honored. You know, I've been election day was last week, but I'm still campaigning down there.
Well, I know.
I can't win on office, but, why not?
You know what I say, Altavista football, the most bipartisan thing that you can do.
I agree. And, I made some notes in the first half.
Absolutely. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about some other things you'd seen this year and all your
Juan Thornhill was what I wrote down in the first half because he was all over the place. I mean, I was actually chatting with Greg Mullins for a majority of the first half. Head coach of William Campbell Generals, scouting this one out because they've got the winner next week. And William Campbell won 2 last year against Altavista.
Yeah.
Altavista has won 2 this year, so it's good old-fashioned best of 5.
Yeah, it is. In a 2-year series, it's a best of 5. Oscar and I were just talking about that. Your thoughts on playing a team 3 times? Have you ever heard of anybody in high school playing 3 times?
Unless Heritage and Glass have done it at some point. I don't have my Heritage High School record book with me to peer through, but I cannot remember off the top of my head somebody playing 3 times.
Yeah, I can't either. You mentioned Juan Thornhill. I can't remember many players I've seen lately as good as him. He's one of the finalists for the WSCT Player of the Year.
ABC 13's Football Friday Player of the Year.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. But he's got some pretty heady competition there, but I tell you, Juan Thornhill is as good as I've seen in a while.
Out of everybody, he's probably got the best passing and rushing numbers. The other candidates are Javante Parrish, who also has very good passing and rushing numbers. I don't know if they're probably close, but Javante's probably got a little bit more rushing than Juan maybe. But, otherwise you've got B-Craft, who's a thrower. You've got Randall Jones, who's a runner, and you've got Porter Abel, who's more of a runner, as well as that quarterback position. So I'm willing to go on record right now, out of the 5 finalists, I'll bet a quarterback will win.
Yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to stay away from that bet. And
William Campbell, by the way, undefeated when they've taken a charter bus.
Wow.
In the Greg Mullins regime.
So can Greg Mullins talk the school or the booster club into chartering a bus to Altavista? It's not a long trip.
We did the interview for the Sports Buffet podcast, and I said Rick Purcell might want to give Abbott Trailways a call.
It might be a good investment. You never know. Surry County on to kick off now.
Now, I'm actually going to do some work in the second half. I'm going to talk to the coaches at the end of the game, so have more in the post game.
All right. Kick is away here. Malback is going to let it go over his head. He'll drop it into the checkerboard end zone there, orange, black, and white. And Altavista will start on the 20-yard line. So you're coming back at the post game. Is that what you're
saying,
I'm
going to give
Bob?
the headphones to Oscar.
All right,
one second.
Bob,
very warm, by the way, today. Very warm down there.
We've mentioned that. It is. It's tough conditions out there, but you're a tough guy. You'll be able to handle it. Thank you, Bob.
Hope so. Good luck.
Absolutely.
You need it.
Absolutely. We need all we can get. And Bob will be shunned again. We'll send him off, and he'll go into the KD Country Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame with Chester Brockwell. They'll get inducted Maybe Bob can induct Chester. Altavista. 2 receivers stacked up to the right side here. Andrews is in as a blocking back. They hand it to Destin Brown. He follows Andrews to the right side. He gets stuffed in the hole. No gain. Good defensive stop. And Oscar, you got a much-needed break. Bob in here. Altavista got a break at halftime. We'll see if they made any changes or if it affects them at all here in the second half. They get the 2-week break because of the bye. I thought they looked pretty good. Didn't show any signs of rust in the first half.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that all things considered, coming off that tough Dan River loss and the 2-week layoff, I think number one, I think they needed the rest.
Yeah.
So again, I think not a lot of signs of rust. Good job in the first half by the Colonels.
Yep. Thornhill directing traffic in the backfield there. Play hadn't started yet. He's getting the play straight for everybody. Brown to his left again. There's the snap. He fakes it to Brown. This time he'll go to the right. Gains about 2 or 3, and then he's knocked down. Good shoulder tackle there by number 62, Tyrone Green for Surry. That brings Thornhill down at about the 25, 26-yard line. 3rd and 4 on the way for the Colonels. Altavista's last drive before halftime kind of sputtered out. Thornhill actually threw an interception. It didn't end up hurting him at all. Jacob East got an interception of his own. Thornhill ready for the snap. Gets to him. He's looking left to throw. Fakes it once, pulls it down. Now it's complete. Caught by Michi Malback, and Malback's got some open field. He's across the 50, now across the 40, 30, 20. Dragged out of bounds there. Man on his backside there. Good tackle by Denzel Doby, but a big pickup for Michi Malback. He had a long run earlier. This one a long catch. First down for Altavista, and it's going to set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, nice job by Michi on that pattern. He went out and did a little curl in and found a seam in that zone. Sat down. Nice job by Juan. Juan had somebody come in at a defensive lineman. The defensive lineman jumped. Juan waited till he came down, completed the pass, and Michi was off to the races.
And that's one of the things that makes Malback and Thornhill such a dangerous combination. If you give Thornhill enough time in the pocket, Malback is going to get open somehow because he's so quick and so shifty. You can't cover him. So you just got to give Juan enough time to find him. This time Thornhill hands to Destin Brown. Brown hit hard. Good solo tackle there. He's brought down short of the end zone. All about the 4-yard line. Good tackle by Smallwood.
Second and goal from the 4.
Brings up 2nd and goal. 4-yard line. Right hash mark. 9:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Altavista leading 21-0.
Excuse me, Kyle. And the Colonels get in the situation, and Dustin Brown is their go-to back. He's a hard running back, and again they lean on him pretty heavily in these situations.
They do. He's listed at 5'11", 175, but he's a hard runner. They give it to him again. Turns it up the middle. Turns it to the left. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Destin Brown. 4-yard touchdown run. He initially went up the middle, then he bounced it out just enough. Shook off a couple tackles, too. Great run there from Destin Brown. Makes it 27-0 Altavista. They open up this second half scoring-wise with a nice drive. Good run there. The long pass play from Thornhill to Malback was big. Brown finishes it off. And now Walker Allen will be on to put the exclamation point on it. Kick is up. Another high one over the crossbars, in fact. And it's good. 28-0. Altavista leading. 9:19 to go in the 3rd quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
Chef's Drive-In is a proud supporter of Altavista High School athletics. And after a great game, stop by Chef's Drive-In at 1101 Main Street in Altavista for the best food around. Next time you're hungry when there's no other place to go, give Chef's Drive-In a try. When it comes to ham biscuit, hamburgers, hot dogs, or fries, Chef's Drive-In can't be beat. And if you want the best hot dog and yummy milkshakes in town, you've got to give Chef's a try. Chef's Drive-In, Main Street, Altavista, across from CVS.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
9:19 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Altavista starts things off in the second half, Oscar, the way you'd like to if you're a Colonel fan. Touchdown from Destin Brown. Nice long drive as well.
After the touchback, Colonel started on 20, 5 yards, 5 plays, 80 yards. 2 minutes, 41 seconds, capped off by the Justin Brown touchdown. 2 big plays. The pass play to Michi Malbeck for 67. And then really the 3rd and 4 was a big play as well that the Colonels were able to convert on the first 3 downs of the drive.
Yeah, good offensive series, and sort of typifies what they've done a lot this year, scoring quick, 4 or 5 plays, that kind of thing. They've done that a lot, and it's been fun to watch. I think the fans have gotten their money's worth all year. And again, good crowd out here today. Couldn't ask for better weather to watch a football game. Might be a little warm to play in. As far as watching it goes, it's perfect. Kick away from Walker Allen. This one's long and high, fielded on the 6-yard line. Return man. Oh, that ball came out. That ball is fumbled. They blow the whistle. They say either the Altavista guy that recovered it was down or the ball carrier was down. The fumble caused by Demetrius Johnson. He hit him hard. It looks like Altavista thinks they're taking over on offense. I would have to agree, but the officials are talking it over, I guess.
They are, and can you advance that?
Well, yeah, I know you can't advance a muff, but he fielded that clean. That was just a fumble. They're saying Altavista is going to take over on the 25-yard line. So Johnson causes the fumble. Altavista recovers, and they'll take over on the 25-yard line, middle of the field. Colonels with a chance to run this score up. Touchdown and an extra point would be big here. That would make it 35-0. And now they're blowing some whistles. Now I think Surry either wants an explanation or they want to talk about it.
No, it's coming to the booth for review.
All right, well, we'll give them some time to do that. We'll take a timeout as well. Altavista up 28-0 here in the 3rd quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
Heard of Moose? The Altavista Moose Family Center proudly supports Altavista High School athletics. Moose International is a family-centered, community service-based organization that has been serving the Altavista area since 1952. The Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road in Altavista wants to wish the Colonel football team good luck in the playoffs. Give the Moose Family Center a call at 369-6945 today to see how they're bringing together the Altavista community. Moose, a family fraternity.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from Altavista High School, English Stadium, 28-0 Colonels lead. The booth reviewed it, and it's going to stay with Altavista. That's a joke if anybody's listening at home. There is no review in high school. Not yet, anyway. Give it another 5 or 10 years. And maybe when it gets to the state championship game, they'll do review. Altavista's got it. Two backs in the backfield with Juan Thornhill. He's in the shotgun. He's going to run it right up the gut. Got some nice blocking. Now he bounces it outside, runs out of 1 tackle, and then finally brought down after a gain of 4. Good hard running there from Juan Thornhill. He started up the middle, then bounced it out. It's actually a pickup of about 5 or 6, and we're under 9 minutes now.
You know, somebody had him high around the shoulder pads. You know, clean play, had him trapped 3 yards downfield, and you know, we're starting to see maybe a little bit of those fresher legs after the couple-week layoff. Juan was able to power through that and pick up those additional 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, Thornhill really does have the ability to wear you down, too, because he's quick and shifty, but he's also a hard runner. He's kind of like Destin Brown. When he needs to pick up the hard yards, he can put his shoulder pads down and do that, too. Now he wants to throw. Pass was taken away. Now Thornhill's going to have to scramble around. Wanted to pass, now he wants to run. He's going to get it across the 15-yard line. It looks like he's got enough for a first down there. Designed for a pass, but Surry County took away the short swing pass to Malbeck. Thornhill wisely pulling that one down and then taking off and scrambling with it. Altavista going to go quick. They saw Surry was substituting. He'll get under center and go quick. Thornhill, quarterback sneak. He's got a gain of about 5 or 6. Now he's looking for the end zone. Right sideline, right pylon. He dives, touchdown. Wow. Juan Thornhill was just initially going to catch Surry off guard with the quarterback sneak. Once he gained about 5, he took it to the right sideline, wide there, and then dove in on the pylon for a touchdown, Oscar. Fun play to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, and it's not fun to watch Juan right now. He looks like that dive, he hit the ground pretty hard. He's got his hands on his hip. He's a little shaken up, but he's also a tough cat. So.
That's right. Well, sometimes that quarterback sneak can get you a yard. Sometimes it can get you 15 yards and a touchdown like it did there. Extra point on the way. Snap gets to Thornhill's hands. Allen's got the boot, and this one is good. Altavista leading 35-0 with just under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout on 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Well, Juan Thornhill's got 4 touchdowns now. Oscar Altavista leading 35-0. Destin Brown has also scored in this half for the Colonels. But Altavista really starting to run away with it now. It looked like 21-0 at halftime. Surry really still had a very realistic chance of being in this football game. Now 35-0. I think Altavista may have just ended all doubt.
And for me, the big play was Altavista went up 14-0. Surry went on that drive and fumbled the ball. Yeah. Juan picked it up and went to the end zone on it. So, and to me, that was the backbreaker and really turned the tide of the game. But ensured that that's the direction it was going in.
Absolutely. You know, it like you said, 14-0 at that point. Surry's driving. If they can score, hey, then it's a 14-7 game. But they fumble it. Thornhill picks it up, goes 50 yards for the fumble recovery. That makes it a 21-0 game. And you're right, that pretty much ends it. Allen's going to kick it off here, and it's fielded on the 5-yard line by Pulley. Pulley's going straight up the gut, and he had some good blocking. He's brought down at the 32-yard line, so a good return from James Pulley, one of the running backs for Surry.
And that last I'm going to call it a drive, Kyle, after the turnover on the kickoff. 3 plays, 25 yards, took him a minute and 20 seconds. Of course, capped off by that 15-yard run by Juan.
Yeah, excellent stuff there from Altavista's offense, taking advantage of the fumble, getting in the end zone quickly. Hard to beat that. Altavista's on defense again. Surry's going to start middle of the field, 31-yard line. Field's held up pretty well after a season worth of play. Still got good coverage on the grass. Starting to turn a little brown and yellow between the hash marks, but still playing pretty good. They give it to Pulley. Pulley tried up the gut, then he went outside, brought down, had a man around his legs, and then everybody else came in as well. Cody Andrews there, and Demetrius Johnson was the guy that was around his thigh pads, bringing him down.
7:29, Colonels lead in the third quarter. Colonels lead 35-0, and not a lot of offense from Surry. Colonels took the initial kickoff and drove it downfield, and then the turnover. So they've only run. They don't have any. That's the first play they've run from scrimmage here in this third quarter.
Yeah, hard to make a comeback attempt when you can't hold on to the football. They're going to go from the shotgun again, like they did at the end of the second quarter. They had some limited success. Running back right behind Bailey. He'll give it to him. He's hit hard. I mean, just drilled. Timron Brown was the first guy there, but he had help. He hit him so quick that Pulley just had nowhere to go. Brown just flattening him. You mentioned how good Timron had been all year. That's case in point right there.
Yeah, and part of me, I think, that remembers Timron is playing so well is when he does make those plays, they're big impact plays, and that sticks with you.
Absolutely. He likes to make the flash play exciting. He did it there with a hard hit. He wants to blitz now. Let's see what happens. It's 3rd and long. Timron is coming on the blitz. Couldn't get to him in time. Pass might have hit the ground. They're saying it's complete. It's not nearly enough for a first down anyway. He's dragged down by Malback. Destin Brown there as well. Timron Brown was on that blitz. He nearly got a fingertip on the pass. I thought it might have hit the ground, but it doesn't matter because it brings up 4th and 10 anyway. He didn't get much further.
And trailing 35 nothing. There looks like they're setting up in punt formation, but
yeah. It did briefly look like they were going to line up in a regular formation. I think they don't have enough guys in that line of scrimmage. Got to have 7 up on the line of scrimmage. Looks like they only have 5. Punt is away. The flag did come out. Punt is low. Lands on the 50. Malback will take it on the 1 hop. Goes to his left. Now he cuts back. Really slow play in this one. Turns it up the alleyway there. Gets it to the 50-yard line. Here's the flag. They're going to decline it, and Altavista will take over on the 50.
And you were right, Kyle. They only had 5 players. The outside receiver did sneak up to get up towards the line of scrimmage, but still not enough. So.
Yeah, you could have given him 6 at best, and the way he was moving, he was actually moving forward when the ball was snapped anyway, which is not legal. But Altavista didn't get a bad return, and they're right here at the 49-yard line. So they'll just decline it. They're up 35-0. 5.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter here. Still plenty of time for Altavista to work on some things and score a little bit more. Obviously, they're playing William Campbell next week. I don't think you're going to reveal anything. Well, you're not going to bust out a trick play that William Campbell hasn't seen or anything. Let me put it to you that way. It's not like you need it. Officials now are signaling up here. Well, no, they're signaling to the sideline.
They
got an injury over there on their sideline. Angela Emerson is going to go over. I thought they were signaling about the clock because we did have a discussion about the running clock, Oscar. You and I initially thought that it did run in the playoffs when you're up 35-0. Bob Alvis said he conferred with an official who said that there is no running clock in the playoffs.
Of course, Jimmy Mundy up here running the clock for the Colonels. I think it's his 3rd year. Doing a fine job.
Absolutely. Couldn't ask for anybody better. They hand it off to Michi Malback, who was in the backfield. Malback's going to gain
6-yard gain.
About 6 or 7 there as he had a man up around his neck. Of course, Michi's not that high, so not that tall, I should say. What a good run there from Malback. Good blocking. Altavista steadily moving those chains. They can churn out the yards and be methodical, or they can score quickly. We've seen them do everything this year. Malback right beside Thornhill again in the backfield. Haven't seen that much. We did see Malback play some quarterback, though, at one point this year. Snaps a little low. Thornhill's going to keep it himself. It may have been an option, but it doesn't matter because Thornhill's got it. And now he's dragged down at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, it was an option play for the Colonels.
Jones was the motion guy, and we saw him earlier. He had that one carry to pick up a first down earlier.
Yeah, and Jones in the got a lot of time in JV this year, and very impressive speed out of him.
Everybody's got speed for Altavista, and we've seen him use so many guys. You know, Kenavis Jones has carried it once today. Daquan Myers has carried it. We've seen Devontae Clark. We've seen Markel Payne. This time they'll give it to Dimitri Malback again. He's going to go all the way to the right sideline here. Didn't gain much. Maybe 1 or 2. They were on the far hash mark. He took it all the way across the field, which ends up being about 40 yards. They actually give him a little bit more than that. Give him about 6 yards. Good run from Dimitri Malback. Never really could turn the corner, but he got a gain out of it.
No, just good job by Surry stringing that play out, but still picked up 6 or 7 on the play.
Malback going to stay in that backfield now. They've got 1 tight end, 3 receivers. They put Jones in motion again. This time they hand it to Michi Malback right up the gut. Malback's got a nice hole, broke free, tripped up at about the 20-yard line, stumbles ahead, finally goes down around the 13, maybe even the 12.
Started off at the 26. They're going to mark it right at the 15.
So Altavista showing a few wrinkles here. I guess there is maybe something to be said for actually showing William Campbell some different things. Maybe you make them have to prepare for some other things next week. They hand it off to Malback again. He's going to go left sideline. Got a nice block outside, turns it up, looking for the pylon, run out of bounds at about 5-yard line, hit hard. So call it a pickup of 9 or 10. Good run there. Had Demetrius Johnson blocking for him on the outside. Had Cody Andrews at that left tight end blocking well.
And I haven't been down in the sideline or down in the stands, but you got to believe William Campbell's here today.
Oh yeah, I think that they're in the building. So they're seeing this, and they know what they're up against, having played Altavista a couple times already. They put Jones in motion again. Snap is high, but Thornhill pulls it down. Gives it to Malback, who's getting a steady diet here. Malback gains about 1 or 2. Hard running for Michi Malback. Here comes Jacob Hawkins. Hawkins is another one of those guys that's carried the ball for Altavista. Ball back will take a much-needed rest. He ran the ball about 3 or 4 times in a row there.
Yeah, and they're going to mark that at the 4, inside the 5-yard line. That's another first down for the Colonels to bring up first and goal.
Yeah, left hash mark. Altavista looking to add on here and break the 40-point barrier, which they have done several times this year. Andrews still in there at tight end. Hawkins is the tailback now. He's to Thornhill's left. They give it to him. Hawkins turns it up the middle, dragged down. Good tackle there from the Surry County defender who was draped on Hawkins' back. That's number 3, that's Keon Ellis, excuse me. Good tackle. Probably a touchdown-saving tackle, too.
Play was a little bit slow developing, and again, credit to Surry County. With trailing 35-0, 127 remaining in the third quarter. You got to believe they're playing for a little bit of pride here.
Yeah, and they're still playing very hard. Thornhill got Hawkins right behind him now. They give it to him again. Hawkins, head of steam, plunges into that line, and he's in for a touchdown. Jacob Hawkins lost it in the end zone there, but it didn't matter. He already broke the plane. Good touchdown run from Jacob Hawkins.
Well, and Jacob was actually stopped at about the 2-yard line, turned and kept driving those legs, and good to see him get in the end zone. He does such a good job blocking. Doesn't get a lot of credit. Nice to see him get in the end zone.
Yeah, and he missed a few games there for a while. He was injured, so it is nice to see him back running the ball hard. Good touchdown there. Walker Allen on to try another one. He's been perfect so far today. Snap is back, and it's blocked. Jinxed him again. Surry County cannot return this in high school. So it'll stay 41-0. Good touchdown, though, from the Colonels. 1:13 remaining in the third quarter here. Altavista up big on 105.5 KD Country.
Applebee's is the perfect place to gather before and after the game for great food and fun. Applebee's in Altavista is offering half-price appetizers after 9 p.m. every day. Stop in and celebrate. Applebee's proudly sponsors the Colonels. We know it takes hard work and dedication to achieve success. The same principles we use every day to serve our customers. Colonels, we're behind you every play of the game. And no matter the score, you're always a winner with us. See you tomorrow at Applebee's in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels score again. They're up 41-0 now. They scored 3 times in the third quarter here. Oscar, Destin Brown, Juan Thornhill, Jacob Hawkins have all seen the end zone in this second half, and it's really turned into a snowball now for the Altavista Colonels as they're going to go on to face William Campbell next week. We've been talking about that third matchup a lot. Looks like it's actually going to happen now, barring something absolutely crazy.
And unlike today, that game will be a Friday night game at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to get back to the Fridays again. Not that I have anything against Saturday football. It's a playoff feel when you're playing during the day, but first round games usually are still always on a Friday. You don't usually normally play on Saturday until you get to those state semifinal games. But Surry had a long travel, so they had the option of playing today, and the teams got together and decided that that's what they would do. Altavista very accommodating to our guests from the eastern part of the state. Allen's kick is away. It's going to land on the 17-yard line and get fielded by Ellis. Ellis is going to turn it up right hash mark. Good run there. He was hit by Payne and brought down after a nice return. Got it to the 31-yard line.
I would challenge that we've been very accommodating to them.
Yes. Well,
on the field.
Good point. I had to think about that. On the field, Altavista hadn't been very accommodating. But the arrangements for the game were accommodating. Surry didn't bring a lot of fans, but they brought a few. And our friends up here in the press box mentioned that there was probably as many William Campbell fans over there as there was Surry fans. But that's okay, too. You don't turn anybody away. Colonel's defense has turned Surry away nearly every drive. They've held the Cougars scoreless. They'll turn around and hand it to Little. Little's going up the gut. He's going to gain 5. Actually, he's going to gain more like 9. Excuse me.
Yeah, nice run up to the 40-yard line.
Good running there. Again, Surry has moved the ball at times today. They just haven't been able to sustain anything. I think most first downs they picked up on a drive was probably 2, maybe they got 3 on that one drive where they ended up fumbling later on. So hasn't been a great day for the Surry Cougars. They're on offense here, 2nd and 1. They turn and hand it to, it looks like, Little again. He's across the first down marker. Not much else, though. Call it a gain of 1. Where he's dragged down.
And that is going to be a first down.
18 seconds now in the third quarter, and this will, well, Surry may get another playoff here if they hurry. They're substituting, though, so I don't think they're going to get this playoff before the quarter ends. Down to 5 seconds. They're not going to break the huddle. They're going to let it roll, and the fourth quarter is on the way. Altavista up big after 3 quarters here. They lead 41-0 on 105.5. Katy Country.
Highly rated Altavista attorney, representing businesses and individuals. Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law. From criminal defense to estate planning, Aubrey and his capable staff work carefully to assess your legal situation and determine the strategy to best implement your objectives. Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, a passionate professional, treating your legal challenges carefully and with integrity. Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, located Main Street, Altavista. Online at AubreyRosserLaw.com.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
50 years of award-winning coverage on 105.5 WKDE. 3 quarters are in the books. Altavista lead is up to 41-0. They led 21-0 at halftime, Oscar. They've expanded that a little bit there in the third quarter.
Yeah, Kyle, and a pretty stark contrast when you look at the third quarter. Altavista 89 yards on the ground, 67 through the air for a total of 156 yards. Surry was only able to gain 6 on the ground and a total of 4 through the air for a total of 10 yards. So dominance by the Cougars in that, by the Colonels in that third quarter.
Same formation for Surry. 2 tight ends, 2 fullbacks, and a tailback behind the quarterback, who is now Marsh. Marsh hands it to number 3. That's Ellis. Ellis gains about 4 or 5. Bailey started the game at quarterback. Now Timothy Marsh has entered the game. Really, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, really only 5 seniors by my count for the Surry Cougars. So we mentioned how Altavista was young. Surry is young too. Could be a team Colonels see again down the road. You never know. Marsh hands it to the tailback again. I believe it was Ellis. Ellis stopped for no gain that time. Good surge by the Altavista defensive line.
23 the ball carry.
That was actually Little that time. They switch these tailbacks in and out, back and forth. Ellis is coming back in now.
And when you look at this offensive line for Surry, they are young. They're sophomores and juniors, and they've been able to run the ball. I think for them to be a factor, they've got to find a way to mix up their run and pass and get a little bit more passing into the offense.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Marsh is going to hand it to Ellis. Ellis hit hard. He's going to really get some nice push on second effort. I don't know that he gained much in the way of yards, but he kept the play alive, kept his feet moving. And now you see the extracurriculars, some Colonels doing a nice job of keeping their heads cool there. I think it was Tim Ron Brown that hit him first in the backfield. He didn't bring him down, but he slowed him down. Ends up being a gain of 1, 4th and 4 on the way. Let's see if Surry wants to go for it again. It looks like they are going to go for it. Dontre Little coming back in there at the tailback spot. So we'll see if Altavista's defense can hold here, get a 4th down stop. Right in the middle of the field, the ball is resting on the left side of that A, and now Surry County wants to take a timeout here with 4th down on the way. We'll take it with them. Altavista leads 41-0 on 105.5 KD Country.
Get ready for winter driving and get some extra spending money. Just drop by your local Michelin dealer from November 1st through the 24th, 2012 and buy any set of 4 new Michelin brand passenger or light truck tires and receive a $70 MasterCard reward card after rebate.
See the entire line of Michelin tires at Perkins Twin Tire and Auto Service, Main Street, Altavista.
Reward card issued by U.S. Bank pursuant to a license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Offer expires 11/24/12. Void where prohibited.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
watch that hard count, which they used earlier in the game successfully to draw Altavista off. Let's see if they try that again. Actually, man, it's hard to tell. That tailback is so deep, he almost looks like he's in a punt formation sometimes. And Surry might be punting. I don't know.
10:05, trailing 41-0, ball at midfield. It looks like they are in punt formation.
Yeah. Still got to be aware of the fake. Snap is back. It's a good one. They will kick it away. Flag comes out. I don't know if Surry had enough guys on the line of scrimmage in that one. Ball's going to bounce and take a good Surry roll, and it will get downed on the 17-yard line, just past, rolled over the 20 there. Yeah, it is a false start, procedure penalty of some kind on Surry. It's declined again. The Colonels will take over. First and 10, from their own 17-yard line, with under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. See if Altavista has made some changes. I see Donovan Montague out there. I imagine he's going to run the quarterback now.
And I believe thought I saw Ty Woodruff out as well.
Number 2, Montague.
Yeah, Montague is under center now, behind the center anyway. He's not under center. He's in the shotgun.
Navius Jones in the backfield as well.
They hand it to Jones. Jones is going to take it right side. He's got some room. Actually, it's Daquan Myers. And Myers is dragged down, gets a decent gain, about 3. Slung down hard to the turf.
Good that the Colonels, with 9:37 here in the fourth quarter, can get some of these, I call them young guys, less experienced in the game. Donovan at quarterback, and seeing Canavius, and good to see Daquan. Got Walker Allen now at the wideout.
Yeah, and Allen's got the size, 6'1", 160, so he's built like a wideout. He's a fantastic kicker, though, too. Montague in the shotgun again. Got a running back right behind him. That's Myers. Myers tripped up before he could even get to the line of scrimmage. His number 82 was hanging around his ankles there, really, as Myers was getting the handoff. That's Jaleel Bishop on the stop there.
Came to see one of the JV games earlier this year, and they had with Walker Allen had him playing as a corner, and he had 3 interceptions in the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, you told me about that. That's JV team again, very successful regular season, like they've had the past few seasons. And formation getting set now for Altavista. Looks like they got the overload to the left side here. Montague's going to run that way. Now he turns it up. Blocking really wasn't there, but Montague's going to get dragged down for a yard or 2 gain. He tried to make something out of that. And now Altavista is going to be forced to punt here on the 4th and 5.
Yeah, and that formation looked like it was meant for him to come outside. He tried to turn it in before he got to the tackle, and Surry had done a good job spreading out and stringing that play out as well.
Yep. Andrews will be on to kick it away here. In the punt formation. First time we've seen Andrews today, so you know that's normally a good thing when you haven't used your punter until the 4th quarter. And Markel Payne is the up back. Got to snap it here. Altavista's taking a long time. They do finally snap it. Snap is head high to Andrews. Pulls it down. Surry not rushing. They're set up in a return, and the kick is away, and it'll land on the 40-yard line. It gets down by number 73, Casey McLeese. That may have been T-Garden, actually. That uniform's kind of hard to see. But either way, Surry will take over, middle of the field, 37-yard line, 7:25 remaining in this game. Altavista leads 41-0.
38-yard punt to be cold. And, you know, we've seen that out of him all year. They're not booming punts. But in that 38 to 43-yard range with no returns.
Yep.
That's been key for the Colonels being able to flip fields and really help that defense.
Absolutely. Andrews has been very good all year. Like you said, his punts, normally they're not real high, but they're hard to return. And the coverage team has been very good all year, too. Handoff goes, and the ball is fumbled. It was a gain for Surry, and then the ball got fumbled. I don't know if anybody ever recovered it. The ball got knocked around out of bounds, I believe. I think this will go back to the Cougars. Altavista couldn't quite come up with it. No, it looks like Altavista's running some personnel out there. Maybe they did recover it, or maybe they're just substitutions on defense, possibly. It's going to stay with Surry.
It looks like they're just subbing out. Ball's at the 43-yard line.
That ball was knocking around towards that sideline like pinball off the bumpers and the flippers. Nobody could come up with it. So Altavista makes some changes on defense. Darius Johnson checks out. Brendan Patrick checks out. They've played fantastic all game. And all year, really. 2 tight ends set for Surry. They're going to pass. Play action pass going deep, middle of the field. Ball is overthrown. Excellent design there, but the pass was just too far. It falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 7.
And nice coverage downfield by Malbeck.
Canavis Jones out there as well. Jacob East still in at cornerback. Walker Allen is in at cornerback. Try and find out some of these other guys out there on defense. Timron Brown is still out there. Devontae Clark is still out there. Destin Brown is still out there. And here comes the toss play from Surry on 3rd and 7. Ball carrier is Little. He was going outside, but then he stopped. Timron Brown in on it.
I got to tell you, Timron Brown was blocked. And out of that play, bounced up and got back into the backfield to stop.
That's excellent stuff there from Timron Brown. Dante Poindexter on the spot as well. But Timron Brown, you're right, was the guy that made that play. Running through that block, brings up 4th and 10. Surry will probably have to punt it away. They haven't had their punt formation be very sound the last few times they've had to do it.
And it's late developing now.
Yeah, they just, some of these guys on the punt team, I think, may not realize they're on the punt team. 6:18 to go. They're still running players in and out. They're in a punt formation. They got a punter back deep. Now they're set. 3 up backs, 5 linemen and 2 wideouts, and it's a fake. Keon Ellis tried to fake the punt. He tried to take it right side. It didn't work. He gained about 5. Not nearly enough.
No, Timron and Darius Johnson in on that tackle.
Hard to run a fake when you're getting your personnel on late like that. You know everybody's not on the same page. But give Ellis credit for trying and running hard there. Altavista will take over on the Surry County 40-yard line. 6 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the football game. Altavista is going to move on and play William Campbell next week. William Campbell won last night against West Point. Had to go on the road to do it. Here's a handoff to Daquan Myers. Myers hit hard in the backfield. Might have got it back to the line of scrimmage, not much else.
Yeah, exactly. Looked like he got back to the line. He was hit hard and spun around. That was a nice tackle by Surry County.
Actually going to move him back a yard. Myers paid for that one. Tough sledding up the middle. But Altavista's managed to find other ways to move the football. Montague in at the quarterback. He's got Myers right behind him. That's Jacob Hawkins. They give it to Hawkins. Hawkins left, right, shifty, getting past the line of scrimmage and gaining about 5. Good moves there. Little shuffle step and then a stutter step after that.
A shuffle and a stutter step in the same run?
Sometimes you have to do both in the same run, yeah. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. Let's see what the Colonels decide to go with. Got the blocking back. That's Hawkins. Running back right beside Montague. 3 receivers. They give it to number 23. That's Devontae Clark. Clark takes it out wide. He's got a man on his jersey. Now he's got 3 or 4 Cougars that are going to escort him to the ground for no gain. He actually lost about 7. So that'll bring up 4th and 12. And Altavista is going to trot out their punting team again. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to have Andrews punt a little bit, because he hasn't done it in at least 2 weeks.
No, and it's good for the coverage team as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to get too lax in that. Special teams can play a huge part as you get further into this tournament.
Markel Payne is the up back. Andrews is the punter. Deep man for Surry is on about the 6-yard line. Kind of hard to see him. It looks like he's looking to the sideline for some direction on where he should be positioned. And Altavista took a long time. They finally get the snap back. Andrews, good kick. Going to be fielded on the 6-yard line. Return man going to take it left side. There was Timron Brown. The return guy saw him coming and tried to jump. Timron kind of altered the dive a little bit, threw his hands up and knocked him down, still made the tackle. But that was an interesting play.
Well, the return man ran, saw Timron coming, stopped, and jumped straight up, and Timron got him right about the shins, and it looked like a pretty violent hit. But just a great play.
Yeah, I think everybody up here saw Timron get that full head of steam, but the return man saw him get it as well, so he's able to avoid a hard collision, but Brown still makes the tackle.
Kyle Colonel's leading 41-0, 3:47 remaining. And, give it to Surry County. Surry's battled in this game.
They have. They haven't laid down and they haven't quit. Altavista wants to take a timeout to talk about some personnel changes. We'll take it with them. Colonel's up big, 41-0 on 105.5 KD Country.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center. Everything for every job you do. Always here for you. Get the quality you really need at English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista open Saturday 8 to 4.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
41-0, Altavista on top. Colonels are going to go on and face William Campbell at home. That'll be at English Stadium. And it should be on a Friday night. I have a feeling it will be.
Yeah, Dean did confirm. The athletic director here at Altavista did confirm that it will be on Friday night.
Well, good. So
if William Campbell can make the travel, isn't it?
Oh, that's funny. Handoff goes to the tailback. I believe it's Ellis. Ellis running hard, gains about 4. Yeah, and again, they've already played twice this year. Once in Naruna, once in Altavista. Colonels won them both. William Campbell won them both last year. Not that last year really matters, but it is interesting to note. And, 2nd and 5 on the way for Surry. Of course, I still remember when Destin Brown hurdled that guy at Gretna on his way to a touchdown. That was an awesome move.
I still think that's one of the plays of the year for the Colonels.
Absolutely. That was big. Handoff goes to the tailback. I believe it's Little. Little is hit hard. He is swarmed by the Colonel defenders. Not going to gain anything there. Wayne Short getting off the pile there.
Loss of 3.
Dante Poindexter was in on it as well. Demetrius Johnson was there. Johnson's going to check out now. Ty Woodruff entering the game for him. Altavista mixing and matching, trying some different combinations.
And of course, we mentioned cross country, we mentioned volleyball. We'd be remiss in not mentioning that, hey, basketball season's kicking off.
Basketball season is. College guys started yesterday.
High school was practicing this week.
Yep.
Of course, the Johnson brothers, Thornhill, Maulback, all part of that Colonel's basketball team.
Yeah, Coach Cardellaro is going to have to wait on some of these guys at least another week anyway. Sacked there by the Altavista defense. Still haven't brought that quarterback down, but now they finally bring him down at the line of scrimmage. Good team defense there. There was about 5 or 6 Colonel defenders in on that. It's going to bring up 4th and 8. I don't know how you could possibly name all the numbers that were in on that one. It was about half the team. And now let's see if Surry wants to punt it away here from deep in their own territory. They're in the punt formation again. No guarantee that they're going to punt it, though. Still think they're a guy short on the line of scrimmage there. Now they send him in.
They've been off all day on that.
Yeah. They've got 11 on the punt team now, and Ellis is back deep to kick. He will kick it away this time. It's low. It looked like it almost got blocked. It ends up being a decent punt. It's going to cross the 50-yard line and get down on about the 48. Canavis Jones thought about the return, but no need on a punt like that. That punt didn't get much higher than waist high.
No, pretty effective, a 38-yard punt. But again, 1:03 left in the fourth quarter. Colonels lead 41-0.
Yeah, and the Colonels may just take a knee here or two. Sort of looks like that's the formation that they're in. I don't think you could fault them for running a play, but looks like they're going to kneel down. 1:03 remaining. Montague does take the snap in the knee. Now we're under 57 seconds, so it's probably going to take one more kneel down, but that's basically all. Altavista is going to be a 41-0 winner. They will host the William Campbell Generals next Friday night in the second round of the VHSL playoffs, and the third edition of that contest this season. Montague under center again, waiting for the signal from the sideline. We're under 30 seconds. There's the final kneel down. That'll do it. Altavista, 41-0 winner here in the first round of the playoffs over Surry, and it was a big win. We'll be back on the Subway post-game show to discuss that and so much more on the way here on 105.5 KD Country.
Don't you think it's time that your business account made you money? I'm Marion Marshall with First National Bank, and we've introduced a small business interest checking account that earns your business interest. That's right, interest. So for a progressive small business checking account, come to First National Bank today. We'll show how your business account will earn interest, and we'll provide you with an extraordinary customer experience. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
Enjoy daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that first brought Mexican food to the area. Open all afternoon Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced with drink specials and great service too. Voted Best Mexican Restaurant, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business and congratulates the Colonels on their winning season.
This summer's fire at Stanton River Medical Center hasn't stopped Rehab Associates from helping our Altavista area patients. I'm Dr. Kyle Walling, Clinical Director of Rehab Associates Hurt Office, and I'm pleased to report that we're setting up a temporary location at Altavista, inside Virginia Technical Institute, 201 Ogden Road. Whether you're already our patient or need help recovering from surgery or injury, rest assured we're here for you. And remember, you do not need a doctor's referral to see us. Call Rehab Associates at 324-9750, online at racva.com, or visit us on Facebook to see what we can do for you.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
41-0. Colonels a winner here from English Stadium. You heard it all on 105.5 WKDE. And you've heard all the Colonel games on KD Country for the last 50 years. At least most of them anyway, 99.9%. Altavista, good one here, and I think Oscar, the way they wanted to open up might not have been perfect, but it was very good for the Colonels.
No, I totally agree. And you know, after that 2-week layoff, coming off that loss with Dan River, you had to wonder how this young team would respond. A little bit of nerves, you would think, coming into the playoffs, but I thought they responded well. You know, Surry started off with that ball control offense, and Colonels have that's been a a recipe for success, really, against the Colonels, keeping that offense off the field. Those 5-6 minute drives by, Chatham, Appomattox, those were the close games for the Colonels. So I thought they showed a lot of patience and just played their game.
Yeah, I agree. You bring up an interesting point there. Not that I don't want to say Altavista's had problems with those teams, but those were, like you said, who they had their close games against. People like Appomattox, Chatham. Obviously, Dan River was a ground-oriented game. I don't know if that was ball control because they were scoring so quick, but they were doing it running the ball, so that counts. And this was a good win here for Altavista. Thornhill ends up scoring 4 times, and we talked about it. The big one was probably the 50-yard fumble recovery because it was 14-0 at that point. Colonels were up, but Surry was driving. They fumble it. Thornhill scoops it up, takes it to the house. That makes it 21-0 before halftime, and really probably solidifies the result there. So, again, just another case of Juan being Juan, getting it done any way he can. And it was good stuff on offense and defense for Thornhill.
And Michi had a couple of big plays today as well. Destin Brown, his solid 5, 6, 7 yard in a cloud of dust running plays was solid as well again. And the offensive line really did a good job again. Unheralded, but again, a good job by them tonight.
Yeah, you're right. The O-line, you don't get a stat in their paper that, hey, my running back or my quarterback ran for a touchdown, but you probably should. Because you couldn't do it without that offensive line. They were great again tonight. Ashton Robinson, William Martin, Clay Teagarden, all those guys. They've been outstanding all year. They keep getting better. They opened up a lot of holes, and they really did fantastic stuff for the Colonels. You mentioned Malbeck. Dimitri Malbeck did not score, but he had a lot of long gains. He easily had over 100 yards total offense because I know he had 50-plus on that one run. I bet he had 50-plus on that one catch. So
yeah, I think that catch was 67.
Yeah.
So when you look at multi-purpose, the last couple games, the opponents, really, Dan River did a decent job, or really did a good job against him. Appomattox not so much, but Surry County did a good job today of keeping the special teams Malbeck from hurting them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Altavista has scored a bunch on special teams, and they've gotten great field position tonight. Surry did a good job limiting that, I think, as much as possible. Walker Allen did convert 5 extra points, 1 of them blocked. But Altavista was really sound in the special teams as well, though maybe not the explosive plays, but they were good.
And again, you talk about 5 out of 6 for a young high school kicker. Most high schools don't have that option.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. Some quick stats from the second half and for the game. In the second half, Altavista had 92 yards on the ground, 67 through the air for a total of 159. Surry County's numbers were anemic here in the second half. 15 yards rushing, 4 through the air for a total of 19. The Colonels had 300 yards on the ground tonight, 80 through the air for a total of 380. And they held Surry to 77 on the ground, 17 through the air, and a total of 94. So great job by that Colonel's defense limiting Surry's yardage.
Yeah, Colonel defense was outstanding, that's for sure. We'll take another timeout here on the Subway post-game show. Bring it all back to wrap it all up, talk about next week and so much more. Colonel's a 41-0 winner here in this one on 105.5 KD Country.